for everyone to joining us today for our second seminar within British Council Creative Spark Education Enterprise Programme. This is our second year of the Creative Spark project in cooperation with Middlesex University, UK, supported by the British Council, I have already mentioned. During the first year of our project, we have implemented an idea of bringing innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship forefront during our teaching and trainings. The second year of the project undertakes the establishment of the Enterprise Hub, together with our partners, to provide support for those who are thinking of establishing a new firm, enterprise, start entrepreneurship activities. Especially we think of supporting and encouraging female students and women in general, not only our students, but in society or from other universities who are willing to join our enterprise. Today's seminar is especially for that purpose, to support and encourage our female students, and not only, to bring forward their business ideas and to start up the new one. For that purposes, we invite famous women, popular among communities and society, to talk about their success stories. And luckily today we have Zara Huseynova, who is a serial entrepreneur, and thank you very much for joining us, giving your permission to be guest in our series. There are lots of opportunities for nowadays created by COVID-19, I would say, to take along. And series of opportunities for those who are thinking of becoming an entrepreneur. Zara will tell you more about herself, about what kind of businesses she is running, what is she doing, and I'm giving the floor to you, Zara, please. You can start. And then, by the way, thank you very much. Thank you, really, we are very happy to have you today with us. And please, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yes. But
yes,
earlier,
you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for having me. I haven't been really delivering speeches and trainings for a while now because I like the COVID and everything. Then I just became a mom at 6 months with a 6-month-old son. So I was taking some time off. So it's a pleasure to kind of get back and like have a real conversation. That's what I'm looking forward to. So a little background about myself. Usually most of people kind of know it already, but still to run through. I started my first, now I'm 28, and I started my entrepreneurial journey 10 years ago. So when I was 18. It was a completely bootstrapped business. What is a bootstrapping? Bootstrapping is when you you make business without outside investment, right? There was no outside investment coming in. It was only based on the revenue, which was generated by the business itself. So I started with just $200. It was an online shop at that moment, like 10 years ago when Facebook was just taking off. Excuse me. And only then after like a year we moved into a real office and then to a real boutique space, which was a wedding and evening dresses store. Right now it's Isa Boutique. I wonder, like, sorry, an outside question, like, do you guys switch on cameras, or like is there a chat? Like, how do I okay, yeah, I see someone. Like, how can I interact with people? Will you guys send me messages on Messenger, or how will that work?
There are two ways. Those who do not want to sound, sometimes people are very shy. They can type their questions and I will read the questions. And there are chances to ask questions directly from you. So they will switch on their cameras and then ask their questions. Well, thank you.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, so I started, that was the first. So the Isa Boutique, which maybe girls know, it's a evening dresses boutique. And then Milana Galini was also created. It's a wedding dresses boutique. Right now it's all on hold we were waiting for the weddings to start again, but it's been a while, so we put all the dresses into just a storage and looking forward, waiting for everything to come back. Right, so these are my first two businesses. The second one was a social enterprise called Wow Woman. It's a woman empowerment platform, which is I think Typhoon is saying something, or I can't hear you guys. Nope. Nazarene also saying something. I still can't hear.
No, I think they are communicating with someone else.
Oh, okay. I thought that's for me. Yeah, so Wow Woman is already 6 years as it's created. So we are running it both online and offline for professional and personal development of women. Wow Woman was chosen as one of the top 100 communities from around the world by Facebook, and we received financial as well from them training. During 1 year, I was flying to Silicon Valley and getting trainings on community building. So, okay, this is quite distracting with them talking. Yeah.
If you want to make an announcement, Zara, go on. And if someone is distracting you, please.
Okay. It's just like that on the screen. I keep seeing how Typhoon and Nazreen, I think, talk to each other.
Please, please.
Maybe like something else.
Can you please close your cameras while speaker is making a presentation? Typhoon, and please, can you close your? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, amazing. All right. Yeah, so in Wow Woman, we delivered to over 10,000 women trainings, courses on entrepreneurship, on programming, on digital marketing, on everything else, starting from yoga classes and meeting with psychologists, ending with like IT courses and things like this. The idea was to support them in their both personal and professional development. And with this project, also Forbes in Europe included me into 30 under 30 list as social entrepreneur. And next, after when Facebook gave us the support with Wow Woman, I launched the fourth business. Now it's WeSpace, WSpace, which is a co-working space together with a cafe and a big terrace, which is also right now because of the COVID is closed and hopefully will reopen. But I exited that business in February, right before pandemic, most of it. Then the fifth project that I have is called Speak Glocal. It's for the professional trainings for English language teachers from around the country. And the first edition, we made it for all around Azerbaijan. The second edition, we planned it in May, and it was for IDP teachers, internally displaced. And we couldn't even imagine that by the time we deliver it, it's starting tomorrow, it will be already, they won't be IDPs anymore, which is amazing, right? And last but not least is my new business. It's called Limonlu. It's a kids apparel business, which we started just 2 months ago, but it's going quite well. This one is totally online because it's born right now, right, in COVID, and hopefully will grow to offline as well because there is a different type of energy, and lots of different things that you can do both online and offline. Right, so this is kind of an overview. So making it basically a total of 6 businesses that I run. Some of them on hold right now, some of them are in active phase. But overall, yeah, that's been my experience of 10 years. Well, if we talk about the challenges usually people ask is, I think currently to what is happening in the world, one of the main things is that you need to adapt fast, and entrepreneurs are kind of used to that much more, I think, than anyone else. So for as entrepreneur, you need to adapt all the time because things change all the time. Even so, right now it's a super big change for the whole world. Usually some kind of changes are happening anyways, so you cannot, like, I think there's kind of like a myth when you can, that how's it with that, you build your own business and then it's all works by its own, and you lay down in leaves and drink your pina colada, on the sea. This is not usually a reality because one, it's like quite often is that when you love what you do, you want to do more and more and more. So you keep on working and changing things and making them better and growing them. On another side, some businesses can be systemized, others, all of them need to be systemized, but still they need your attention, at least in the first few years, quite a lot. So I would say that one of the key skills that you would have to learn is to adapt fast and be flexible as much as possible. The second challenge which has been was always, it's like you need to take care of your resources, your personal resources, because often we talk about business resource like money, employees, whatever else, right? But when the founder is burned out or doesn't have the energy to keep running the business, that's when problems may arise in the business as well. So often entrepreneurs take care of everyone else, everything else except themselves. So I would say, just like at the airplane, first you need to put the mask on yourself and only then on everything else. So yeah, that would be one of the key things to think about and to remember is energy management and of your own. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make sure. Сейчас, секунду. Можно? За меня только закрой дверь, я не могу говорить. Sorry, my kid crying. All right. Yeah, so that was the second thing that I wanted to mention to you today. The third would be, as banal as it may sound, it's a team. One can get just as far. You won't be able to really build something big and meaningful, I believe, just on your own. So you need to build a strong team which will help take the business to the next level. When choosing team members, I would always focus on the attitudes, and because you can teach a skill, right? You can teach a person how to do a better copywriting, for example, or because usually when you're a startup, you don't really have lots of money to hire high-level professionals, right? So you take someone who is kind of, also in a like lower level of experience. So you can teach a skill, but you cannot teach an attitude. If person is used to saying, the attitude would be, the classical ashy attitude, or the attitude of, like that's not this is not my responsibility to fix, then it's going to be very hard to work, especially in the first initial years when it's just a small business and you are starting out. You need people who take responsibility and can deliver the result. It doesn't matter how many hours they work. Actually, what is happening right now in the world with everyone working distantly, we've been working distantly for the last 7 years, because I actually don't live in Azerbaijan, Baku, for the last 7 years. I lived in Romania, then in US and California, and right now I live in Ukraine. So I've been managing everything remotely for 7 years now. And I never asked people to sit and work from 9 to 6 or something like that, because I don't care how many hours they work. What I care about is the result that they deliver. So we've been having flexible hours, and how it is right now for quite many years. And this is what gives also people some space to be creative, some space, so they are they're able to manage their own time. Of course, that doesn't apply to all of the positions. In some positions, you need to be, like, let's say, online answering to direct messages, or if you are a sales assistant in the shop, you also need to be at the specific hours and all of that. But for all the management part, that's the time when you can be as flexible again as possible. All right. Yeah, so kind of to go back to summarize, first one was adaptability and flexibility. The second one was taking care of your own resources just as much as the business resources. And the third one is team, right? Taking care of the team and choosing the team members with the right attitudes, which can fit the team culture, your company culture, as much as possible. All right. Do you have any questions for now? Maybe dive deeper on any of the topics.
Yeah, thank you very much, Zara Khanum. Thank you. That was very interesting. But I think I will start with the first question, since everyone is silent. Yeah, usually that's the case with students, you know.
Which year students are this?
Yeah.
Like, how old are you guys? Like, what year students?
Yeah, I think we have various quite various audience, because
Okay.
it's not only Khazar students, but it's also they come from different universities.
Okay, got it. All right.
And we also have our colleagues among the audience.
Okay.
So the question would be, you are, you've been professional at developing yourself through different programs, your education and starting with, small businesses. But what was the biggest drive that keeps you going through these challenging times? I mean, this would be one simple question to start.
Okay. Well, overall, it's a challenging time. This pandemic is not that different from, let's say, another crisis from a business point of view. I mean, even so, it's before we survived crisis, we survived devaluation. We are on the market for like 9 years, which is quite a rare thing for a small or medium business. So for now, I think, I think my belief in maybe myself and my team and the people around is like, the way I look at it right now is like, okay, even if, I won't be able to reopen because of the COVID, like what everything is closed, even if I won't be able to reopen the old businesses, I will build new ones. Or even if maybe I will not even want to reopen them because it's not going to be that fun anymore and that interesting. So I want to build something new. I can't say that it's all that easy and I am all that, fluffy and pinky. It's been quite challenging, especially having to close these businesses when you are like 9 months pregnant and just about to deliver birth. It's been quite hard, but I think support system, which I built initially, and usually your support system is what your relatives, your family, your friends, not always, sometimes your family can be, drag you down. Actually, let's be honest here, right? I heard quite a lot of stories, and even in my family, not everyone has been supporting me from day one. So you need to build your own support system. Who is it going to be? Like, where are you going to turn to who are you going to turn to when things go bad, when you need support. This is actually related to this energy management topic, that when you know what gives you energy, what gives you strength, you turn to it. Like having even a playlist of music which give you motivation is useful. Knowing what, like for example, when I'm tired and I need to recharge, I know that I need to take candles, switch off from everyone. I have my playlist, and I just I relax in the shower or something. This is my place of recharging. So knowing this kind of stuff helps, and knowing what and knowing who will support you in through this kind of challenges, because also knowing that it's not forever. Kind of things may change forever, right? They will be different, but there's always something good which in the new things which are coming, right? There's been quite a lot of good things in pandemic, I think as well, right? We got to spend time with our families. We got to kind of more time for ourselves, spend time on the road and things like this.
Yeah, that's excellent. So we talked about skills that you mentioned, certain skills and capabilities that one should have to start over. And we also talked about the business environment, particularly in Azerbaijan. And also you talked about personality types. You've been mentioning your drive, your energy level, your attitude, toward others, and people and environment, etc. So all those, capabilities that come from usually personality types. But it's also quite possible to grow, to invest into your professional development and to grow yourself. So what is you since mentioned different environments you've been like in different countries that are totally different, I would say. I mean, different culturally, from different aspects than Azerbaijan. So in contrast, where it's easier to do a business, or it doesn't matter, it's always about people.
I do believe that there are different challenges in different places. So in US, you would have a completely different challenges in comparison with Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan has its own challenges, but I think realistically, if you are from here, you know the market, even instinctively, you know the market, you know the rules instinctively, you know the language and all of that. First, you should start with doing something here. Because if you can't make a business in Azerbaijan, if you're from here, then most likely it will be triple harder to make a business in a different country. So I would start from here. But overall, with environment, you mentioned very good point, is that what has been impacting my mindset and the way I think, the way I do, is like educational programs, the short ones that I've been traveling to and investing in my education all the time, and raising my voice. The fact that actually this is a classical story that I see in most of the webinars, or like even on the real trainings offline when it was before. People stay silent. They don't ask questions. They don't they are passive listeners, and with being a passive listener, you won't really be you can learn a lot, but as soon as you start jumping in, raising your voice, asking questions to yourself, finding answers, being active, this is when everything starts to work, right? Like I learned that, like I went to US for a program sponsored by, supported by US Department of State when I was 18. And that was, I think, quite life-changing. I was a part of ISEC. I think also most of the people know here, it's the biggest youth-run organization. That was very helpful. So additionally to your university work or like studies, there got to be something extra, because like if your interest ends with only university studies, I believe it's very hard to get anywhere right now only with that. I finished Azerbaijan State Oil Academy, and I won't talk much about that, but like it hasn't been really useful. Those especially who are from Hazar University, for example, you already kind of, you have an extra bonus of from what I know, much more quality education than in many other institutions around the country. So use that. Speak up, and get to, like, I would always just put kind of a goal and then ask myself, okay, how do I get there? And then break it down into small steps, and little by little, by asking for help, getting there. It's completely okay, and you should ask for help, I believe, right? So I went to, for example, I also went to entrepreneurship program in Harvard or in Stanford and MIT, so at the top universities around the world. And I got there all by with a scholarship. So I didn't pay for any of that. So if anyone will say like, oh, most likely she had money, or like a father, brother, husband, I don't know, whatever. No, it was just me, or going, looking for opportunities, applying everywhere, and trying to find what it is that can get me closer to my goals. Yeah.
Guys, do you have questions? If not, I will ask. Yes, Saida Khanum, yes, please.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Zara Khanum, for your presentation. I really appreciate. Yeah, I'm not a student. I'm a colleague of Razia Khanum. So I'm working at the University of Hazar. In Hazar, being the representative of the Hazar University, I think this is very crucial, having such kind of discussion with such an expert as you. And I watched your presentations, your YouTube, videos, and I really love them. And I was waiting actually when Razia Khanum announced about this meeting. I was waiting to have this face-to-face. Let me put my camera on, even I'm at home because of the situation. But yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. And yeah, and that's really amazing, and we are proud having such kind of developed ladies in Azerbaijan and Azerbaijani representative abroad. So I'm gonna come. So my question is, like when you mentioned there to like the first step to be, actually the second step to be re-energized, you mentioned once you mentioned shower, if I don't mistake. What else do you recommend to energize? Like now it's not easy because we don't travel a lot and we cannot go, for a refresh. So how do you refresh COVID-19 time? And by the way, because I'm just in case if I don't mention it later on, I wish you a successful birth, and I wish you will, your children will be success and beautiful and nice person as you. So good luck with that too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well. Well, I actually already had a birth like 6 months ago. So just yesterday, I celebrated 6 months of my son. You can follow on Instagram. He's always like a star, smiling and all. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. So from the energy point of view, honestly, I've been out quite a lot as well. So especially with the kid and when I'm sleep deprived, quite often, I don't have as much energy as I would want to. But, all the things I've already said, and everyone, I think we all know it. It's a matter of doing it. So good sleep, going to sleep actually before 10:30, like not later than 10:30 in the evening, because between 10:30 and 1 a.m. you get the most amount of melatonin hormone, which will allows you to recover the most. That's one. Fresh air, just taking walks even around your house is really important. Then food, like I'm in Baku for the last 1 week, and I actually feel much heavier. Back home in Kiev right now, I eat healthy food, like lots of salads, vegetables, fish, and all of that. But here, like as soon as I arrived, everyone is giving us ash, kebab, burlama, and all of that stuff. Which is super tasty and I love. But it really, like, I can do that on a vacation mode. But if you drink cola and eat like lots of fats, meat, and all of that, it actually affects your energy levels a lot, right? So that would be, so sleep properly in a cold, dark place, your diet, fresh air, and sports. And I would say meditation, but I haven't been meditating myself for a while. So, but that's also a good tool. And the small kind of knowing what are the small things which affect you specifically. So there are lots of things which could be done at home again. If, I don't know, maybe some people get re-energized when they read a book. Others, as I said, like I love taking showers with candles and my music. Others do yoga. I don't know, right? So this kind of little things actually do affect your health and energy levels a lot. And I think one of the key things would be still is what it is that you do on daily basis. If you kind of enjoy your work, then it will give you energy. If you hate your work, most likely it won't give you energy, right? So choosing what it is that you want to do and focusing on that would be crucial, I would say. Yeah. But it's okay to get tired as well. I think, especially now, one of the very important things is, because on Instagram and on Facebook, everyone is so happy and energized and all of that, and it feels like you're the only loser who can't get your butt off the sofa. That's not true. Like, everyone is tired, everyone is anxious right now, people are stressed, and it's the perfect timing to take care of ourselves, to learn how to be easy on ourselves, not to ask from ourselves for too much, right? Just take it easy. This is one thing that I need to remind to myself as well all the time. Because if my husband would be here right now, he would say, like, have a right to talk about energy management, because you are, like, in the past times I've been quite tired and exhausted with the kid, the businesses, and pandemic and all of that. But we do the best of what we can, right? And the rest, the universe will decide.
Yeah, thank you very much, Zara. I think if you have this positive attitude, I mean, you have, even if you are in a lockdown, you have multiple things to do at home, to read, like enjoy your time with your family, and many things you can do and achieve and excel. Actually, you didn't have enough time previously to do those things. But my question would be, what areas you consider as the ones that someone should start investing in Azerbaijan, particularly a small business or some industry.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your advice to our students where to start looking for opportunities?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If we talk about the industries, that's a question that I receive quite often. But the thing is that you cannot. So if, let's say, I don't know, IT industry is booming right now, but if you don't have any experience in that, if you don't have any passion for it, that's not for you. So the industry that you should focus on is like what it is that you like, you're passionate about, what it is that you are good at, right? Like where are your skills and experience? And the third is like, where are they going to pay for it? Right? Like you need to have a paying customer in any case. So when choosing where to go, like if you're looking for ideas, look inside in a way. Look what it is that is fun for you to do, because entrepreneurship is hard and it's very easy to give up at the middle of the journey, right? So not to give up too fast. It's best to do what it is that you enjoy, but not that, oh, everyone is doing cakes right now. It looks like it looks that it's trendy, so let's do that. I don't think that this really works. Of course, once you chose the industry, let's say like, I don't know, randomly, what can it be? Okay, I want to do cakes. I have a passion for it. I'm good at it. I'm gonna build the кондитерская, yeah? So a candy shop or whatever, yeah. Of course, the next step would be you evaluate the market size. Who are the competitors? How big is competition? Maybe it's too competitive by now and you don't have the resource or idea how to be different. What is going to be your differentiator, right? You need to evaluate what is the market size, is like how many people could you actually target, who could be your potential customers. For example, in Azerbaijan, the market size is quite small, but it's okay for a small business, right? But in comparison with Ukraine, for example, or US, of course, it's much smaller. But it's a good playground in a way to work in, to test out. Yeah, so kind of to answer your question, I would say to summarize, to see what it is that you're good at, what kind of new information maybe you have that others don't have. So what would be your differentiator, right? And go do that. But the key, I think, for the first timers, it's just much more important to just do something, to try to and test things rather than think of what exactly it should be and all of that stuff, because people think about starting their own businesses for ages and then they start and it's too late or not too late, and just try and test as much as you want. Try, test, fail, test again, fail, test again, fail, and then or the first time, test in real life, not in your just on paper and Excel sheets.
Yeah, and having this like in a planned way, so doing a small market analysis, like having it on paper, your plans, is it required by banks if someone is not able to find a fund for his or her businesses? But your is more realistic, like, do you have to leave for?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna give a laptop. Yeah, I'm with you until 4 o'clock.
Yeah, there is a question from Sabina. She's asking, how did you decide to begin your first business? I mean, did you feel that you're ready?
No, I think you're never ready. Just as with the kids, you're never ready for it fully. Jump into this. For me, it was about financial independence. I wanted to be financial independent. So I was thinking, like, what can I do when I was 18? I was like, okay, I really won't be able to find any good paying job at that age. So I was like, okay, why not to try to have a business? So that's how it all started. For everyone else who is a little older and already has a job and security and all of that and responsibilities, I would say it's good to start like a side hustle, get it to the point where it can get to kind of the same level as your salary, and then leave your job. Because very often, there's all motivational speakers go like, oh, go and start your business, don't sit from 9 to 5 and all of that. But this is like your business is 24/7. It's not 9 to 5. So you need to balance and kind of to try and test. It's not for everyone. It's something trendy and nice that everyone now is talking about, but you need to really test and see, like, if this is something that you would want to do, or you want to do that only because I don't know, Mamed is doing it, so it looks nice, so let's try it. But and then decide for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's not only for businesses, but it's I mean, to open your own business, but it's to be successful in any business, like as a worker, as a professional.
Yeah.
You have to have this entrepreneurship, attitude inside you. So, because in your job, you also have to try new ideas. You have to bring innovation. You have to bring change. Otherwise, others will come and take your place, and you are not going to be competitive. So, this is general attitude, whether it's your own business or it's you work for someone else. There should be some kind of entrepreneurship within you. We call entrepreneurship.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
thank you very much. It was very nice to have you. And
thank you. Thank you for inviting.
Thank you very much.
And good luck to everyone. And I hope that you guys will speak up as much as possible. Use the chances like this to really to really get to where you want to. Like no one will bite you. I promise you, if you ask. And this Sheryl Sandberg, I think in one of her books, it was like, you need to sit at the table, kind of, be there. So that's what I want to wish to all the youth of Azerbaijan who wants to get somewhere else, just on a little bit higher levels.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It was really encouraging. I think for the younger generation, it's really encouraging. Thank you very much. This is just the start of our cooperation. We will be back to you with our offers, and there will be a big conference by the end of this project. So probably we will get together again to hear your stories. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.